first thing you want to do is take stock of what you have, what you want to clear, and why. Your mail or devices just being full is enough. I personally do not like seeing so many notifications. I find it jarring, almost like there's a bell reminding me to do something. I personally don't like it, and it's kind of funny that I had so many mails unopened, which we'll discuss in the next section. But like, if you feel like it's too much, then it's probably too much. But when you take inventory, you find that there are things that you shouldn't be subscribed to, or emails you just shouldn't be getting, and you discover some of your old loves. I didn't like wondering why I also didn't have space. So if you didn't know, depending on the kind of device that you have, your mails can take a significant portion of space. And I was just like, because if you keep a lot of stuff, you are going to find that you keep deleting and deleting and deleting and wondering where the space is going to. Check your mails. That's probably one thing. Taking stock of what things that I had made it easier to mentally classify and determine what I wanted. It was also pretty eye-opening for me. I discovered old loves. I looked back at myself and I was just like, like, at what point did I subscribe to this? This was probably my favorite part of the whole process. I questioned why I was subscribed to some things, and I gave myself a pat on the back for some things I was subscribed to. Like I said, in this section, you're going to rediscover old gems. Some things that you're subscribed to, you feel so proud of yourself. I know that I was. Some of my subscriptions I mourned, and I wondered if I should remain subscribed to some publications. Emails are sort of like modern letters, which is what they are, like electronic mail. But for me, it's like receiving something from your friend. That's why I subscribe to things in general, especially when it comes to Substack and other newsletters. The Substack publications feel like letters from a distant pen pal. I never had a pen pal growing up. I'm sure somebody watching this probably did. You should let me know what it was like, because I imagine that it's like receiving letters from far places that come with goodies. I really enjoy some of the letters that I get from Substack. Like, I can't even lie, I subscribe to people from all over the world, so many various topics. It's one of the ways that I ingest media that forces me to slow down, because sometimes when you read or when you watch like TikTok or YouTube or Instagram, everything is sort of fast paced. Everything has to be distilled, but you can read meals as many times as possible to digest it. I love it. Mails from corporations or businesses are like, man, it's like playing a game of what can they sell to me and what can I buy this time around, and how much advertisement can be done before I buy something. Fun fact, I always win because I'm really influenced to buy stuff, except I need it. And this comes from the fact that most of my business corporations I subscribe to are not based in Nigeria. So when you calculate the exchange rate, you think twice about it.
A few moments later.
Up next, photos. If mails are like letters from a pen pal, pictures are like a scrapbook filled with random but colorful keepsakes that are an ode to the person that you were and you want to be. I never complained about clearing my mails, but clearing pictures was way harder. For one, on my laptop, the select tool is sensitive, so one wrong click and I was out of everything that I would have selected. Then there were just many pictures. At some point, there was bulk deleting because I didn't have patience to go through each and every picture. Don't do that. Sometimes you might delete something that you don't want to delete. I even planned to organize everything according to day, time, all of that sweet stuff, but it was just too exhausting for me. It made me laugh a lot, and some of the things that I saw, like the codes, like the screenshots, especially the screenshots of clothes, of colors, or just random things. I was like, it would be great to print some of these things out and like have them be physical. And I just really had to rethink my screenshots culture, because now everything needs to be taken, right? Like some things I can appreciate and pass. Some things were like from eras ago. And when I say eras, sometimes the era is just like last year, like 2 years ago. But for some people, that's a whole different era. I like looking at the pictures, even though it was tedious. I didn't get through everything, obviously. Even as I'm watching back at this clip, I'm like, I still need to go back and look through it properly. Now, because I want you to enjoy good things like I am, I'm going to share with you some of my favorite newsletters. Just some, because I can't give you everything. Anyway, the first on the list is Have You Died Today? It is simple and sweet, yet it is so honest. Karen writes the letters like a devotional being sent by a friend. So it's like, hey, this is the passage I read today. This is what Jesus spoke to me about with it. This is what I thought about with it. And it's so straightforward and short. I think sometimes I want it to be longer. She has paid posts. I haven't read any paid posts yet because I'm not a paid subscriber. But the ones that are free, I really enjoy. Second is Splendor letters. Splendor letters are more literary letters, while they maintain the same honesty and vulnerability that Karen has. I like that Rebecca discusses topics that are varied. I find that I don't necessarily like when writers discuss the same thing over and over again. Even though surprisingly she did write a post about like writing the same thing 1001 times means that the audience gets it, but I like when writers can pull from different experiences and still tie it in with their main topic. And I like that everything that she writes ties back into what God says about that certain thing. So it's not just like writing. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than that. Trend Something is by my friend Treasure. She writes about navigating life in your 20s, because if you're in your 20s, then you know that it's not like the easiest phase of life. And I don't imagine that any phase of life is easy, but I think this is a whole new ballgame. Editing Shalom here. What I was trying to say is that being in your 20s is different in terms of the kind of responsibility that you try to shoulder if you grew up in a typical Nigerian household or African household or any kind of household, to be honest. 20s are just different in terms of responsibility, self-awareness and actualization and desire. So these letters have one thing in common: they're about life and they discuss life with Jesus. At least Have You Died Today and Splendor letters. Honorable mentions include 10 Analytics, Ad Hoc, The Stories We Tell Ourselves, All Things Fashion. I also like the Money Africa newsletter when I am in the mood. That is like my grandfather newsletter. I like The Republic because The Republic again discusses various topics through the lens of Africa and Nigeria.